The long advertised winter storm is just about here. We started talking about this thing last week, and here we go. We've got an ice storm warning from the Bluegrass Parkway south, from I-64 then south, and then finally from the Mountain Parkway and south is your rough outline for this. To the north, it's an advisory, and that's roughly the 460 corridor that you're seeing there. More stuff to the south, and we're talking sleet, freezing rain, and some snow will mix in lesser amounts as you come to the north, and that may have more sleet and some snow mixed in as well. So tomorrow, most of what falls during the day tomorrow is going to be light. Still could cause you a few travel problems, but again, most of it is going to be light. But tomorrow night into Thursday, this is where we're looking at a significant ice and some snow event coming in, but ice is going to be the dominant player. In the 8-day, there are storm chances this weekend. There are storm chances next week as well, and Arctic cold sandwiching the two. So the arrival, it's tomorrow morning, but again, tomorrow starts out with light stuff. Not much. It intensifies by Wednesday evening. Freezing rain and sleet are going to be the main players that we have to deal with, and it may end as some ice, especially across the south, but snow in the I-64 corridor and some other places as the cold air begins to take hold. So the precipitation type is what matters. The freezing area has been trending southward with time. Yesterday, we're kind of thinking 52, State Highway 52 as kind of a rough center line, 20 miles either side of it. Now it looks more like Highway 150 might be the center line. Sleet could be the saving grace for a lot of folks. If you get more sleet, that lessens the amount of freezing rain. The atmosphere is set up the same way for sleet and freezing rain. There's just less warm air for the sleet, and so you get the ice pellets, which do not stick to things, but it still makes travel nasty, as opposed to freezing rain where it does stick to power lines and trees, and then you've got a whole new set of problems. The more you mix all these types together, the less the overall impacts can be. If it were to be all snow, that would be wonderful. I think everybody would be happy at this point. If it ends up being sleet, yeah, you've got a lot of travel problems to deal with. If it's all freezing rain, then we're getting into some real nasty stuff. But if you mix it together, the overall things end up being a little bit less. When we're talking the amount of ice potential, for the folks that are going to get the most here, we're going to be between 1/2 and 1 inch. So these numbers are still going to end up being less for the most part than what we had in 09, especially 09, but also less than what we saw in 03 in Lexington and Frankfort. So again, this is going to be a bad storm for somebody, and it's going to be somebody nearby. So right now, again, that corridor looks to be heaviest south of I-64. So when we're plotting all this out here, again, you see a pretty expansive area where we are going to see freezing rain. There's your corridor of heaviest from near Springfield through Danville, Stanford, on through Berea, maybe Richmond, toward McKee, over toward Jackson. And then straddling at either side, it's a 1/4 to 1/2 inch ice, which still is a big deal. But those sleet numbers are on the northern flank of the freezing rain. And again, that's what may overall lessen the amount of ice accumulating on trees and power lines in the I-64 corridor. And then at the tail end of all this, as the colder air begins to get hold, then we change it over to at least a period of snow where we could put down some accumulation on top of the ice. So here's how we get there. This high is providing a northeast wind that's providing the cold air at the surface. As that high drifts off to the east, all right, by tomorrow morning early, now you're starting to see some stuff developing, especially back west of 127. We get you into the afternoon. It's still scattered, cold rain across the south, but light freezing rain or sleet across most of central Kentucky. Now things are getting more interesting as we get you toward the evening, as things become more widespread. Mix some snow in there to go along with the freezing rain. And again, this is turning into a mess late tomorrow night into early Thursday morning. One final push will come through then Thursday, and that's where southern Kentucky will get most of its freezing rain out of this deal. Those northerly winds pushing the cold air south. You can see temperatures now running in the low 30s over most of central Kentucky, but across the south, we're in the 40s, but that's going away. Mostly cloudy, that light freezing rain possible late tonight, especially west. Mid-20s. Tomorrow, the ice storm warning takes effect. It's light freezing rain and sleet with a cold rain in the south, low 30s. Things intensify tomorrow night into Thursday. Low 30s on Thursday. Should be dry on Friday. Another system is possible over the weekend with the real cold, and we could do it all again on Tuesday.